I know you have a lot of questions for me. I've been busy, but I had some answers. Uh, More reviews are on the way. Just know. There's been a lot of content I'm trying to catch, and stuff is going up piece by piece, bit by bit. But no need to fear, because Benji is here. Alright? But let's talk about what we're going to talk about. WWE Raw is here. Today is a Monday, of course. We fresh off a crazy weekend and a ridiculous SmackDown. And let's not forget about the rant. Dude, I went off last week, bro, after watching what I just watched last week. So, the hope for me, after a terrible week of wrestling from WWE, was that we were going to get a solid Monday. Okay? There's been other TV shows, there's been other movies I've been wanting to watch, but I decided to put this off to catch this with y'all. So my full reaction is on Patreon. But before I get into this, what's happening, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? We right on the cusp of the holidays. I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope that you are with the loved ones. I hope that you're doing safe, well, and if not anything, you're better than you were yesterday. And I know plenty of people don't have families and the most, right? And I think that a lot of us should be happy for what we do have and thankful for the blessings that we do have. But enough stop story stuff, man. Happy holidays to y'all. Let's talk about the show. My OTC, my tribal chief, opened the show. He came out and I could just feel the aura pulsating through my screen. But I ain't gonna lie, this dude definitely lost aura though. Like, it's definitely not what it once was. And before my tribal chief could utter anything, this guy, Cody Rhodes, just, his music hits. This is exactly what I be talking about, man. What is the purpose of these guys coming out here with a microphone to open up the show and possibly, potentially begin a storyline that would have us intrigued for the next 2 hours? A theme that we could see reoccurring throughout the show. Something that's going to ignite a lot of the moments. What did Roman come out here to do? He comes out with a mic and before he says anything, Cody Rhodes shows up. Like, just like this tweeter said. And yeah, I'm going to call it tweeter. Because this is Twitter. This person is tweeting. Cody's character is so stupidly hilarious. Dude came out and asked Roman what's in it for him. Referencing the War Games match. Roman's been fighting the Vision literally since Raw after Mania. Then he proceeds to tell him, welcome to my team. He was the last person to join the team. I wish I could get up here and say something happened that wasn't that, but it was. "15 minutes of entrances, Cody Rhodes asks Roman Reigns what he wants to talk about and asks him why is he in the match. Forget about the years that the Bloodline has been doing Survivor Series style matches. Why is Cody Rhodes here? How does he even connect to any of these stories? Because he's fought matches against Brock Lesnar? Because he's fought matches against Logan Paul? What? Roman got on the mic and mentioned that he respects the fact that Cody Rhodes does not play about his family. And that's one thing that they have in common. Roman then claims he has more stakes in this match because of the Usos, who he has poured into much more than Cody Rhodes has. And then Cody's response to this is nothing. He just pauses, thinks about it, and then he puts the microphone to his mouth and says, welcome to my team. Is that literally all it took? These guys have been beefing for years. To the point where the title that is around Cody Rhodes' shoulder once belonged to Roman Reigns. That is the title that he took from Roman Reigns. He's one of the few people who have beaten Roman Reigns in the last decade. And that's it? Cody Rhodes' character is actually stupid. I don't know if it's like a thing where he's supposed to like see the good in everybody or something. I don't understand it. But while I take some time trying to ponder how much sense this makes. CM Punk, his music hits. CM Punk takes his time walking up to the ring, and then 19 minutes into the show, he gets the microphone and says hello to the OKC crowd. He asks Cody why he believes that this is Team Cody, and warns Roman not to fall out of line because a loss for CM Punk would mean a loss for the Usos. Roman Reigns gives these guys his word that he will stay in line, and then smugly says that title will look better over my shoulder. It was really random. And then CM Punk is like, Roman, who are you talking to? Me or Cody? And then Roman says, that's for y'all to figure out. And walks off. This was an indicator that this was going to be a horrible show. There's actually no way that they had CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes all available to open up the show. These are the people that are supposed to be marquee players. This was a horrible opening segment. It was senseless. Nothing got accomplished. And we got left on a cliffhanger that was absolutely nonsensical. How many times has Roman Reigns disparaged the quote-unquote B title, the heavyweight championship belt that CM Punk is holding? And even if you wanted to go back after the belt that Cody Rhodes is holding, at what weight does it hold? Wade Barrett said something interesting on the way out. He said that this was a disaster of a tort between these three men. I absolutely agree. The next segment was backstage, where Logan Paul was kind of being funny while he was asking who was going to be Drew McIntyre's partner in the advantage match for War Games. But the camera lingered really, really, really awkwardly for a long time at the end of the segment when Paul Heyman mentions that Logan Paul will be teaming with Drew McIntyre. And it was like Logan Paul was trying so hard not to break because the camera was just sitting on him. The bell then rang for the first match 31 minutes into the show. Carmelo Hayes versus Gunther. I really did not like the camera work of this match. The production team did a very bad job with some of these cuts, but I did like the second half of the match. There were some false finishes that I really liked, but whoop-de-doo, surprise, surprise, there will be 0 young stars winning this tournament, even though that's what CENA requested. Welcome to the Triple H era. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes lost. I mean, are any of y'all surprised? Again, like I said, the second half of the match was actually pretty solid. I don't understand why Gunther is recognized as the ring general. That's his moniker that he goes by. The majority of the first half of this match, I didn't really like because Gunther. He was just stinking it up. Dude, he literally fought, you could literally replace any middle-aged dad with Gunther, and he would have performed the exact same way that Gunther did. Dude, he's hobbling around the ring. His timing is terrible. They were sitting there hugged up for a long time so they could get to the next spot. Gunther just slaps him. That's all he does. It's just slapping. Just an absolute waste of a tournament, waste of TV time, waste of segments. Speaking of wasted segments, for some reason, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns are now all backstage talking. Remember what I just mentioned on the opening segment of the show? Roman Reigns left CM Punk and Cody Rhodes on a cliffhanger. He left the crowd on a cliffhanger because he was wanted one of their titles. He mentioned multiple times in that segment that he does not like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. As a matter of fact, he mentioned that he hates CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. He just hates the vision more. Why do they then go backstage and just start just chatting it up? I understand they have a match, but this dude literally just said, I'm coming for your titles, and left. They seem to be fine backstage, is what I'm saying. It was just like a waste of us even having the first segment. Anyways, the Usos end up bursting into this huddle, and they do a promo that seems like they freestyled, and they'll mention that they will fight in the advantage match versus Drew and Logan Paul. Roman Reigns looks at Cody and Punk and says, fix this. What are they fixing? What is happening? I promise you this is probably the one segment of the show I actually enjoyed. And y'all gonna it was really Vince McMahon-esque, I will say. Honestly, this probably was one of the more entertaining and funny segments this year. So Dom is on the mic talking about how he's the greatest material of all time and that he will be coming after John Cena. And the people of OKC started chanting for Cena, and Dom mentioned they need to shut up because John Cena is not going to arrive. I mean, obviously OKC is not on one of his dates. But then we hear John Cena's music. Dom is interrupted by John Cena. And not just any John Cena. Bro, we had John Cena, the little one. You can't see me. Take it to new levels. Take it to new heights. This dude even had a little Stu out there. Little Stu had a little camera. And John Cena. Little John Cena. Did the whole entrance and even had a little towel. That dude even tried to run to the ring like John Cena, and he couldn't hop into the ring to slide. That was pretty funny, bro. I'm telling you, this was really Vince McMahon-esque. He cuts a John Cena promo using some of John Cena's catchphrases, and Dom starts beating the dude up, hitting him with a 619 and a frog splash. The Sparta kick, though, that Dom gave him was crazy. And I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't mad at the 5-knuckle shuffle. Rey Mysterio then showed up to clear Dom out the ring, and it was obviously like, dude, you're way too late. But this transitioned into a match between Rey Mysterio and JD McDonough. I have no idea why they two were fighting. Obviously, JD McDonough loses. And that's it. So, we see backstage, MAXXINE is celebrating with her new title. And Adam Pearce tells her that she needs to watch her back because there are plenty of people gunning for an opportunity at the belt. Ivy now shows up, you know, the woman who's been off TV for like the half the year. Like, dude, when's the last time y'all have seen Ivy now? I literally do not remember her since when they first introduced the Intercontinental Championship and she was fighting against Dakota Kai. But she just shows up and says, that title is mine. What in the world will make you believe that other than the fact that MAXXINE is holding it? And I think that's kind of, honestly, this is not bad. I think that everybody backstage should look at MAXXINE as a lick. So if she has a title, I'm chomping at the bit to get that opportunity. I mean, dude, I might not have wanted to fight against Becky Lynch, but MAXXINE, oh yeah, let's go ahead and set that up right now. Roxanne was even backstage trying to get her opportunity. Yeah, I didn't really like this segment at all. The good thing I did like was Becky Lynch on the mic. She opened up this segment on the mic, and I really enjoyed it. She talked about the injustice that MAXXINE committed last week and how she has hired lawyers. If you are on social media, specifically Twitter, Becky Lynch was out there, dude, putting on a show online, bro. Really digging into the fact that she felt like she was wronged by the referee, by AJ Lee, and plenty of other people. She started off a conversation in the form of pep talk. Or at least that's what she was. That's what she was trying to do. Pep talk her new partners, but she really just ended up cooking them all. She mentioned that her and Asuka had been through war, and man, they fought through their differences, and these fights ended up with Becky winning like 9 out of 10 times. And then she mentioned Kyrie, how much she loves Kyrie, and that she's going to make Io pay for what she did to her. She said, Nia Jax, you're powerful. Well, not quite as powerful as Becky Lynch, but you are powerful. And that she assures Lash Legend will be great under the wing of Becky. Like, kind of how she took the rest of these women under her wing. Becky's great. Anyways, the good girls then come out and we sit through 5 different entrance themes. AJ Lee gets on the mic, and I don't understand why y'all are so enamored with her on the mic, because she rambled about a bunch of nothing. She passes the mic over to Rhea Ripley, who just says, let's get it on. And she says nothing. She says nothing at all. She just grabs the mic and then hits Nia Jax with the microphone. The women start rumbling. And then when they start rumbling, it really, dude, respectfully, it reminds me why I do not want, we don't want to see this. We saw this last year, and the internet, unfortunately, was extremely mean to Nia Jax and the rest of the women, but they had a very bad match. There were some good moments like Io Sky and Tiffany Stratton doing some cool flips, but it was a very bad match, and I believe this is going to be a very bad match too, because we saw this brawl was literally ugly, slow, women waiting on spots, misses, botches, no good. Again, salute to the people behind the characters, but this ain't it. Anyways, in the War Games Advantage match, the Usos fought off against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre are very good. For some reason, though, the Usos are hanging with them. Maybe just because they have more tag team experience, I guess. Logan Paul ends up winning because of the distractions that went on outside of the ring by rolling up Jimmy Uso. Roman Reigns comes out and literally knocks out 4 people with Superman punches. So then, while I'm watching, I'm like, okay, so Team Roman should not lose, right? Because you got somebody who is one person who can just wreck house. Brock Lesnar then comes out. I don't even know what he tried to do his entrance theme. And then he falls over in the middle of his entrance while the fireworks are going off. Brother, wrap it up. You old fart. It's done. It's over. Like, bro, this dude has literally not been able to do anything since returning to the WWE. He ripped his pants. He's out there twerking. He's over there falling down, laughing and giggling. Like just stop, man. This is supposed to be a War Games match. And again, if I'm being harsh about the women, this stinks. This stinks. This match is dumb. And this dude has done a terrible job. Look, I get it. Sometimes you got to make light of some of these things, but dude, come on, bro. But the show ends another stupid way. There was a face-off, and then after a couple swings, the show ends. Literally like this. This is the frame. Will I break things? Yay. Nay. Somewhere in the middle? Okay. This is a nay show. Throw it away. We don't need it. What got accomplished here? Nothing. The only, like I said, entertaining thing about the show was the little John Cena thing. And honestly, that's about it. That little John Cena moment might at least be something that people meme. All in all, the show stinks. Nothing got accomplished. The John Cena tournament is literally stupid because whoever fights John Cena, it really won't matter because it's not like we're getting youth push like John Cena asked for. He asked for it in interviews outside of the WWE. He asked for it for interviews literally on the WWE channel. And he said it's in kayfabe when it was on the mic talking about his next goals for the WWE when he left. So they've not accomplished any of these things and nobody's got any benefit out of this tournament. Thank you so much.